The Sahara. 3.5 million square miles of absolute nothing, or so it seems. Beneath the scorching sand, an invisible war is raging, a struggle so brutal it makes the rest of nature look merciful. Here, death isn't just a possibility, it's the default setting. One bite, one strike, that's all it takes. Some of the deadliest creatures on Earth call this wasteland home, and they don't play by the rules we think we know. So forget everything you think you know about survival. This is a ruthless battleground that will change your entire perception of the Sahara. Welcome to the killing zone. When you picture the Sahara, you might imagine an endless sea of sand, silent, scorching, and utterly devoid of life. But you would be wrong, profoundly wrong. The Sahara spans nearly 3.6 million square miles, occupying 9.4 million square kilometers. That area equals the entire size of the United States. It covers about 31% of the African landmass. Scientific surveys have documented 70 mammalian species here, counted 90 distinct bird species, and identified 100 reptile species, each one remarkably adapted to survive this extreme environment. This landscape offers an evolutionary masterclass in survival. The question demands an answer. How does life persist across nearly a third of the African continent when heat and aridity reign supreme? Now, when discussing threats in the Sahara, one creature demands attention above all others, the animal bearing the most ominous name in the entire desert. The Deathstalker scorpion. The name is absolutely earned. Its formal designation, Liurus quinquestriatus, holds the undisputed title of the most poisonous scorpion species in the world. The attack method relies on pure chemistry rather than size or physical strength. This scorpion delivers a potent, lethal cocktail of neurotoxins through its sting. For a healthy adult, the consequences become clear. Excruciating, searing pain that leaves an unforgettable impression. Survival remains likely, but the complete story requires deeper examination. What becomes critical, especially considering the remoteness of the Sahara, is the impact on vulnerable populations. For children, the elderly, or anyone already compromised by illness, the sting can prove fatal. A very serious risk of death by envenomation exists. The Deathstalker scorpion represents a genuine environmental hazard in this unforgiving landscape. The focus shifts from that tiny eight-legged terror to a slithering danger, the sand vipers. Two main species command attention. First comes the smaller, but highly effective, Cerastes vipera. This species typically measures only 20 to 35 centimeters in length. Despite its diminutive size, the venom delivers a devastating impact. The snake produces an extremely potent hemotoxin. This hemotoxin attacks blood and tissue with brutal efficiency. For this viper, the entire strategy centers on ambush predation. Success depends on camouflage and one single quick strike. The hemotoxin operates with lethal precision, designed to kill prey, small mammals, birds, lizards, almost immediately. Then comes the relative, the larger species, the famous horned viper, Cerastes cerastes. This species proves fascinating due to its visually distinct appearance. The snake displays easy identification through the pair of rigid supraocular horns positioned directly above its eyes. Both vipers master the art of camouflage. They possess the ability to bury themselves completely beneath the sand, transforming into formidable hidden dangers lurking just beneath the surface. The most surprising discovery challenges all expectations. A crocodile living in the middle of a hot, dry desert. The West African crocodile inhabits certain Saharan regions, representing the ultimate paradox in desert wildlife. A creature fundamentally designed for aquatic environments survives in what appears to be infinite drought. These crocodiles survive extreme dry spells by entering a state called estivation, essentially a summer hibernation. They seal themselves inside deep caves and burrows, remaining almost completely inactive. The animals conserve every drop of energy and moisture for months on end. They only emerge when seasonal rains return to gather at specific waterholes called guelta. The ability to completely switch off metabolism and wait indefinitely for water's return stands as nothing short of phenomenal. The Saharan cheetah demands attention. This subspecies, Achinonyx jubatus hecki, displays ferocious speed perfectly tailored for this environment. The The animal stands as truly magnificent, yet its fierceness faces tragic contradiction through extreme vulnerability. The species carries the designation of critically endangered. Current estimates suggest only about 250 mature adults survive across the entire Sahara. These cheetahs lead a semi-nomadic, solitary lifestyle, relying heavily on the cover of night to pursue their quarry. Visually, they appear as desert ghosts moving through the darkness. The animals display a much paler coat compared to other cheetah populations. Their spots and distinctive tear stripes show far less visibility than their savanna cousins. The adaptation serves a critical purpose: camouflage, designed for sand, not for grass. Another fierce hunter relies on stealth and raw size: the desert monitor lizard, Veranus griseus. A carnivorous lizard reaching 2 meters in length presents an immediate puzzle. A body of this magnitude requires substantial calories in a world where food remains desperately scarce. The lizard possesses a remarkable trick. Since locating food year-round proves nearly impossible, this creature enters a form of deep sleep called brumation, lasting from September through April. For more than half the year, the animal simply shuts down. This built-in survival shutdown radically reduces caloric requirements during the harshest months. The Fennec fox stands as the poster child for desert survival. The smallest fox in the world possesses enormous ears that present an apparent paradox. Yet this seemingly counterintuitive design reveals pure genius. Those ears serve a purpose far beyond hearing. They function as biological radiators, densely packed with blood vessels positioned close to the surface. The fox pumps warm blood through these remarkable structures, and the desert air cools the blood down before returning it to the body. The Fennec fox operates with a personal built-in air conditioning system. The Saharan silver ant, Cataglyphis bombicina, presents a fascinating puzzle. How does something so tiny survive on sand that can literally cook it alive? These ants remain active for only 10 minutes each day, just 10 minutes. They emerge during the absolute peak heat when no predators can withstand the conditions. Their bodies feature much longer legs than other ants, lifting them off the scorching sand, but the truly extraordinary adaptation occurs inside their eyes. Before leaving the burrow, these ants flood their systems with heat shock proteins. These specialized molecules function as internal armor, protecting cellular structures from destruction by extreme temperatures. This chemical defense allows the ants to make their frantic 10-minute dash across sand that reaches 70 degrees Celsius. The Dorcas gazelle presents another survival mystery. How does this creature endure for months without accessing a real water source? The answer defies belief. The Dorcas gazelle can go its entire life without ever taking a single drink of water. While it will drink when water becomes available, the animal doesn't require it. The gazelle extracts all necessary moisture from the plants it consumes and from morning dew collected on vegetation. These gazelles forage exclusively from dusk until dawn, completely avoiding the heat of the day. This pattern conserves every single drop of moisture and every bit of energy. The addax antelope demonstrates the same remarkable ability, surviving indefinitely on water obtained solely from food sources. The rim gazelle displays adaptations that are more physical and visual in nature. The pale coat functions as a brilliant solar reflector, bouncing harsh sunlight away from the body. Additionally, enlarged flattened hooves act like snowshoes designed for sand, allowing rapid movement without sinking. Yet beyond discussions of what makes these animals dangerous to humans, the venom, the ferocity, a much larger systemic danger runs through the entire narrative: the danger of extinction. The fear inspired by a Deathstalker scorpion pales against the real long-term threat facing the entire Saharan ecosystem itself, driven by habitat loss and human encroachment. The Saharan cheetah carries the designation critically endangered, with only an estimated 250 mature adults remaining. The addax antelope also faces critical endangerment, specifically from indiscriminate hunting. The rim gazelle appears on the endangered list, with fewer than 2,500 individuals surviving. The red-necked ostrich, the largest living bird, experiences rapid decline. Once found across 18 countries, it now exists in only 6. The real danger isn't that these animals will harm humans, but that they will vanish entirely. Now, here is the final question. The journey has covered immense ground across this vast desert, from the tiny ant with its molecular protection to the hidden crocodile, waiting out drought to the venomous threats lurking beneath sand. The irony stands stark. The Sahara overflows with threats, but the largest danger these species face isn't the heat or the drought or each other. It's human activity. Given the extreme, almost impossible adaptations observed, the silver ant managing heat through proteins, the Dorcas gazelle living without water, what does studying these mechanisms suggest about the absolute limits of life itself? How might this knowledge inform humanity's own ability to adapt to a rapidly changing global climate? These survival strategies might hold the blueprint for future adaptation and resilience.